Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come into the J Spot, replacing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jaye and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J Spot on IntellectualRadio-Podcast.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time, on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jaye.
Oh, God.
And sitting next to we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, Simply E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright. Oh, now I give it back. Sex kidding. Hey, E, how you doing? If you're petty and you know it, clap your hands.
You should be just tambourine them hands all up. Good Lord.
How's it going, E? I feel like the weight of the world been lifted off your shoulder. You know,
I've broken my chastity.
You know what?
I have sinned.
Oh my goodness,
it was
God.
Wonderful. But I'm good for another 8 months now.
Got to be more careful. I promise you, you
great.
got to be more careful.
Another 8 months, I'm good to go. I'm good.
But guys, listen, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, listen, we want to just tell you right now, we have so many great hot topics to cover. It has been some mess. When I tell you, we got some weird hot topics to talk about, and I want to get right into it. You know why? Because I want to see what you guys think about this. You know what? Because it's just been a mess. I'm going to tell you just like this. So let's just get started with the first hot topic that was put out there. You know, I don't know. It's after COVID now, people have I guess they had time to sit at home and just reflect on some crazy,
I don't like you.
Some craziness. So, this is one of those questions that make you think like, okay, well, do they really like that person? So the first hot topic was, so when a man is cheating, and this was posed, and he uses a condom, does that mean that he's thinking about his partner's well-being while he out cheating? Because he decides to.
Yes, he does. High five to him, because he could be just thinking about himself.
If I could just roll my eye,
he could be thinking about himself. I like that, because at least he says, you know what, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cheat on my wife, yeah. But I'm not going to just trust you healthers out here. I'm going to strap up, because I don't want to bring her back nothing. Hey, he could be bringing it back with that Magic Johnson, but he didn't.
But then why not just stay your raggedy behind at home and just like keep it in your pants? Like,
that's too much like right. That's too much like right to do that.
You know, so does that mean no? I don't like. My thing is this: if you really are thinking about me before you cheat, do me a favor, just leave me. Don't wrap it up. I know you may say, oh, well, Jay, it's easier said than done to leave somebody. No, it's not. No, really, it's not. Because the moment you decide to step out, then that's the moment that you stop wanting to be with me. Now, I know people cheat for all different type of reasons. But before you do it, before you go sticking your drumstick in somebody else's flour, please.
Drumstick in the flour.
You know, you got to stick there. You can't fry that chicken leg before you got to dip it in the flour. Then, shake it off.
What he decided to do was he decided to season that drumstick first before he stuck it in that flour. See how that worked. Look how that worked. See? Because what he don't want is to just stick it in the flour and come back and bring it to you and be some bland drumsticks. So see, he decided to put some seasoning on just for you.
No, you can go ahead on and stay over there with whomever you are cheating with, whomever you are with. Because my thing is, if she was worth it, if it was worth it stepping out, then you know what? Stay over there. It's like if you not, and I've always like in being good and grown, I've always had this stance. Like if you're not happy with me, don't let me hold you up. Don't let me hold
He's
up.
happy with you.
No, you cannot be. If you looking elsewhere for whatever reason, you're looking elsewhere. So if you're not happy with me, don't let me hold you up. Like go ahead and do what you have to do, but just leave me alone. Like totally. You get the dudes that they want to straddle the fence. They halfway in.
He's in all the way.
What you doing, stranger? And
hey, big head.
No,
you said that.
No. So keep it. Listen. So if you doing? Even though I appreciate the sentiments as far as I'm thinking about how I'm gonna wrap it up. No, keep it inside or don't come back at all.
And he probably wasn't even planning on it. He probably was like, you know what, I'm just out here just seeing, out one night with his boys, and then.
But he had condoms
but
we not using them. But so what you got them for? So right there,
sometimes
the fact that you stopped at the gas station to get the condom
because he thought
you premeditated
let me have some fun. I'll get a hotel room, me and my boys, and then we'll raise the window and throw it out in the street as water balloons to the public. That's why he bought the condoms.
That was some premeditated bull, junkie.
He brought
and
the condoms.
You know what? You for the streets for that. You and your condoms, you and your raggedy condoms are for the streets. So it's just like I don't consider it a privilege because you're using condoms when you are stepping out. No, just leave me alone. Like you don't have to worry about stepping out or anything like that. Because I promise you, you won't have to hear from me ever again. Like
he loves you.
No. Look, I'll go back to as my sister-in-law said. Sister Tony Braxton, if you love me, love would have brought your funky.
He came home.
That's what
after.
Love. Before you stuck it somewhere, love would have brought your raggedy end.
He came home with.
I like how you added that in there. Yeah, I said love would have brought your raggedy, and you said but that's not the A word that I wanted to say.
See,
love would have brought your raggedy end home. To have a conversation with me.
He was having a conversation.
He
was having a conversation.
No, love would have brought you home before you decide to go stick it somewhere else. Now you just baby.
I just think that was a good thing for him to do because you have a lot of guys out here that they love their wife and even females. They love their spouses. They love their husbands. They love their mates, and then will cheat. And they're not cheating because they're trying to just go out here to cheat. They just stuff happens. But you have a lot of people that cheat and they don't think about using any type of protection, period. And then you come back now, they either rubbing their belly, they gave you an STD or whatever the case may be, So
now see, my only thing is the only reason why I cannot in my spirit accept that, because if you're not using condoms with your partner, then you're actively premeditating. Because if you're at the store and ain't nothing dinging in your mind before or pricking your heart or your conscience before you paying for the condoms, you going through the whole section trying to figure out which ones you want to get. If nothing ain't pricked your spirit about what you're about to do, even though you haven't done it before you even get in the heat of the moment, you, sir, or you, ma'am, you for the streets. Not even for me.
He was looking at the chewing gum and he said, you know what? Give me a thing of Big Red. And then they made a mistake and gave him the Big
cinnamon
Red
condoms. Okay,
yes, that's what had happened.
I can see that.
So when he grabbed them, he just put them in the pocket, he paid for the gum. That's what he thought it was. And he left out. And then he just happened to be at the club, seeing a girl, and she kept on coming on to him so bad. He was like, you know what? I can't do this because I love my wife. And then she was like, she reached in his pocket and she was like, well, what's this? He was like, I thought that was Big Red chewing gum. Well, she was like, well, since you got this, we might as well go ahead and do this. That's what had happened.
Oh, so now would you accept that as being her? So if that was told,
I would accept the butts. That's what had happened. That's why I'm single now. I'm good.
see, I'm just a no go. I'm like at this point in the game, like if you feel that you want to cheat, or if for whatever reason you're no longer Team Jay, okay, I'm okay with that. Like I've learned and I've been through enough to know that you know what, I'm good. I would rather be by myself than to be with somebody that is not sure about being with me, or you're constantly having doubts or second thoughts, or even cheating. You have the desire to entertain somebody else. I'm okay if you're no longer Team J. Just tell me that. Like, we ain't got to go through the motions. We seeing other people be, because I'm not a cheater. I'm like, I'm not going to cheat. I'm just going to flat out, okay, I'm over this, and we can go our separate ways. I'm not going to cheat. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste my time.
Listen,
you said,
because I know me, if I'm only a cheater if I feel that, you know what, now you playing me like I'm stupid. Now, when I feel that moment that you play me like I'm stupid, and I've already given you your little pass, and you still just keep on trying to play me like I'm stupid, okay, then fine. You know what? All bets is off. Now I'm gonna give you what you. Yeah, I'm gonna get you. And when I get you, you're not gonna like it, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna get you.
So. And see, it's just like with the revenge cheating. I'm just like, okay. When you're revenge cheating, I don't know. Like, you got to think about, like, okay, so am I revenge cheating? What's the purpose? Am I revenge cheating with the intent on us possibly coming back together? Because then that's going to go lead into our next hot topic. Like, do you bring up situations from past relationships, or do you bring up the past when you're having an argument in your relationships? Like, are you a trash? Do you compile and keep all the trash, and then it's like when y'all get into it, you got that Uzi, baby, and you just fire off. You like, you was with her, you got 2 kids outside, you ain't did this, just going.
It all depends on how severe you want to cut the person. If this is, you know what, I'm over this relationship anyway, so let me just go ahead and give them the gusto, then bow, hit them with everything you got that's in your arsenal. Because you know that this is it. They are not coming back. They cannot recover from this. It's like, finish him, and then that's it, But if it's just something like you just mad, you want to throw a little pebble, don't go reach for everything in the arsenal. Just bring up something he did yesterday that ticked you off, or bring up something she did yesterday. Don't be like, when you slept with my brother John, don't do that, all that. Don't do that. Just bring up like little stuff, and then she won't say, well, you said you would never bring that up again. We got past that. Well, we didn't. You did, but I didn't. Don't do that. That's for the last little hoorah that you over. It's a wrap.
Man, you know what? Those hoarding, those relationship eras and stuff like that, I can honestly say, you know what? That's not even me. Like, because especially if I know, I'm just like, I'm not trying to damage you. I'm not trying to be on hard terms or bad terms. And I've had people say stuff to me that I know I should have just annihilated them, but I did not, because back in the day I was just real, my mouth was real slick. And so I know I probably done did, some verbal damage that cannot be
taken back.
That cannot be undone. And so I'm just like, so now I feel like I've tried to grow as a
that person that you've done that verbal damage to, right? If you walk past them today in the street, do you think that they would speak to you, or they'll roll their eyes?
No, it was a long time before he spoke to me. I mean, he used to stick his middle finger up at me. I mean, we was good and grown too. I mean, we were good and grown when so I'm just like, the other guy, I'm like, now he speaks to me from a distance, but it's nothing like how cool. And we were not even in a relationship or whatever, but he was pushing me to the point where I'm just like, okay.
You went off. You talked about his mama, didn't you?
No, I didn't talk about his mama.
About his children.
No, I just talked about his inefficiencies, his lack of, just as why does this nothing? No, it wasn't nothing like that, because we were never like that.
Okay.
I was just pointing out all of the reasons. Why do you think that I would be? How does this make sense to you?
So you knocked down his manhood
because he would not stop what he was. Man, he had went and done told the pastor on me and everything. I had to have counseling sessions with the pastor on how to talk to brothers and stuff. I didn't utter not one cuss word whatsoever.
LaJuan,
I didn't utter not one cuss word.
LaJuan says, if you see the protection, do you at least give him credit because protection was used or going to be used?
No, not at all.
LaJuan,
Not at all. Not at all. Because again, it's premeditated. So you didn't care when you was up there swiping your Apple Pay to pay for them 2 condoms. You didn't sit up there and say, you know what? Let me not do that to her. You know, I know we going through some stuff, but you know what? I think we can talk about this. You know, she talked too much. She get on my... Listen, I've been told to close my pothole, put some cement in my mouth. You know, I've been told that, you know, but it's nothing to the point where, you know what? You can't talk to me because I'm not the one that, like, I'm not approachable. So it's just like whatever it is on your mind at this point.
What if he says, see, guys, you got to be a little bit slick about this. So what if you find the condom wrapper or the condoms rather, and he says, babe, you see those are flavored. I wanted to try something with you.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not going. Especially knowing how I am. I mean, I'm a talker. So it's like if we're talking about something, we're talking about this. We're talking about something new. We're talking about doing this. So the fact that you've already had it. You've already premeditated on doing whatever you're going to do, which is fine. My thing is this. At this point in the game, I'm so non-combative because I'm like, I feel like I don't even have the energy. I done ran up and through this West Side arguing and finding dudes cheating and, you know, doing all this investigating and stuff. Now I just want to sit back and, you know, numb your already. That's all I'm doing at these days. That's all I'm doing. I'm not looking for you. I'm not looking through no phones.
Yeah.
I'm not driving up to your house. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not Ubering to no houses. I'm not doing nothing. I'm gonna fall, as my good friend Jay Wrights wrote, my fallback game is strong. I'm not cussing you out. I'm not doing any of that. I'm gonna go. That's the best thing I can do, because here's what I've learned. For those of us that, you know, have had the, you know, the tendency of clowning and, you know, oh, I'm gonna cuss him out, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Here's the thing. When a person gets to the point where they don't care about you anymore, there's nothing you can say or do that is going to change that. Nothing you can say to them is going to impact them. Nothing that you say to them is going to hurt them. So why even waste your precious time or your precious energy trying to go there? Oh, well, I'm going to sleep with your brother. If they don't care about you, they can sit there and watch you sleep with everybody. They don't care for you. You're disconnected. Whatever you guys once had is gone. So you can say whatever you want to say. It's just like at that point, you're talking to a stranger. Your words don't even affect them. So why even go through the motions? It's like when they break up or they get caught cheating and stuff like this. Now it's like at this point, I don't understand what's with all the craziness. Like what's with all the fighting and the yelling and all that. I'm just going to pack my bags and I'm going to go. I don't. And I guess because, you know, how when you were little and you used to get that whooping and then your mama give you that one good lick and then knock the sound up out of you. You like, that's just how I am with relationship hurt and pain. I'm just like, I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, I'm so numb to it. It's just like, okay, I don't have a reaction but to just fall back. Just fall back and let you do whatever it is that's going to make you happy with whomever is going to make you happy. And I sincerely wish people well. So it's just like, don't waste your time. Like, don't waste your time trying to listen. I spent enough time on that West Side in them TT bushes. You know, now I wouldn't advise that today, you all, because the way these folks is crazy today. Plus, you know, they got all the Ring doorbells and all this other stuff. So everything that you do today is recorded. You'll mess around and end up on World Hip Hop, World Star, some doggone well, trying to figure out where your man or your woman at. You sitting up there in them TT bushes and then a rat run past your foot and you jump out the bushes yelling and shaking and flicking yourself off.
You don't want to
Listen,
you don't
you don't want to do it.
You don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that.
I
So
don't
you
like
guys listen. So just choose ye and be mindful. If the relationship is worth it, then think twice before stepping out. And it's like, I almost want to say and ask this. Does every relationship experience cheating? Do you think that at some point every good relationship has experienced cheating? And if so, like, oh my God, like I don't even want to think about it. It's like, okay, come on. Like, you mean two people can't be together for a long time without having to experience cheating? Do you have to experience cheating in order to figure out, you know what, I do want this person and let us fix it?
I don't think every relationship involves cheating. I think I think a majority does, but I think you have those, some of those really good relationships, how they started out, like I love watching one of those little Married at First Sight shows or whatever.
Mhm.
And one of my favorite couples, like they were a little short, little black couple. And I just loved them to pieces because
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I loved her. I was like, dang, I didn't care for her too much, but I loved
know who
him.
you're talking about. Yeah.
And how much he loved the idea of the unity of the family and
Mhm.
everything. And he was just dedicated and faithful. And she was trying to belittle him a little bit because she had her own, but he had his own too, and then they came together. Matter of fact, they just had a baby boy and stuff. And so I don't think, looking at their relationship, I don't think that there will be any cheating involved on either side,
right,
or whatever. And then I know people who have been married for eons, and I know that he got a child outside of the marriage, whatever. She was his first, he was her first, but some way along the line, there's a 30-year-old child there, and I'm like, wait a minute, how that child come about?
I'm just so like, man, it's so tiresome. I'm just like, especially once you reach a certain point, I'm just like, man, aren't you tired of running around? Aren't you tired of the games? Aren't you tired of the back and forth? All these different people. Some people may not be, and you know what? Some may be,
Mhm.
But to think that, I feel like people cheat because they want to cheat for
That's
various
true.
reasons. It's just like, there is no, man, is cheating a mistake? You know what? At the end of the day, it's a decision. Can you make a mistake and end up in the wrong situation? Yeah. But the bottom line is, it's just like, once you cross that line, I'm just like, especially if you're married or in a serious committed relationship, it's just like, isn't something telling you like, okay, I shouldn't be here? Like, I don't know.
You do have that moment of, what you got both of them little,
Mhm.
one angel and devil on
Yeah.
the side of you, and one of them is saying, yeah. The other one's like, you need to leave. And so you do have that moment of, what you know right from wrong. You know
Right.
whether or not you're going to be here or not. And if you are going to be there, you better look at the consequences that lay ahead if you're going to decide to stay or whatever. Lawan says that cheating isn't only physical. More people cheat but won't admit to it.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And it's just like, when you're talking about it not only being physical, it's that emotional cheat, which we're going to talk about that when we come back after this break. So guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break.
Sure.
And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the Jaye Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
Because it's true. Yeah. I would not believe if someone would have told me you would come along to revive my soul. Cause I was done with love, my heart had grown cold. So cold. You had good energy, exactly what I needed. You walked in my life and placed the joy where was needed. Not a mirage, what I feel for you. Put that on God, girl, I'm loving you. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you has always been wonderful, more than you'll ever know. We got good chemistry, go together like love sex. The passion and care we show one another tops all the rest. The feelings I have for you, I ain't felt in so long. What we share together, baby, the bond is so strong. It's no facade of what I feel for you, love. But that, oh God, I got love for you, yeah. Said it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. It's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. It's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, so easy to love, easy to love you. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you, yeah, yeah, is what I search my life to do. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me, I'm going to flick my hair. We have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simply E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kid. Hey, how you doing?
Waiting.
Yes, I am. Patiently waiting. How you doing today?
Great.
Good.
Great. Like
Hey,
Tony the
but you-
Tiger, honey.
You guys, listen, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, this episode of the J Spot is being brought to you by Delaware Inc. Guys, he has a lot of great summer apparel out. So please do me a favor. Go to his page, like his page. Now, listen, I know you all may be thinking, Jay, you talking about summer apparel, but you sitting up there with that 12,000-pound hoodie on because I'm cold. I stay cold. I don't care if it's 70 degrees outside. My temperature says 50 degrees on my body. And so, yes, I am freezing. So I need a sweater and, some things of that, or whatever. I need that. You know what? I know I need more iron. I mean, I eat a lot of spinach and drink a lot of green smoothies and stuff.
Some beets. They're sweet.
I have to try. Yeah, it's too sweet. But I'm down for the cause. Anything natural to take, to help me rectify this. I'm cold-blooded. I know it. So, but that's me. But he does have a lot of cool summer apparel that I'm gonna be rocking as it gets like towards that closer to the 80s and the 90s.
August.
Then I'll start rocking some of that summer apparel. But don't wait for me. Go to his page, Delaware Inc. Place an order today and use reference code J, and that's Jaye. Want to thank Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. Thank 180 Real Talk Chicago, 30 and Up, Doing Us, Pit Live, the Real MVPs. Who else do we have?
Black Love and Passion, Questions, Fabulous of 40.
Yeah, we got Love and Relationships. Man,
Grown and Sexy, all the Grown and Sexies.
Everybody so much. Thank you, Marshall Commandos. Thank you, everybody that support us. Please do me a favor. Go to our page again, like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And again, Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Okay, so guys, now here's the next hot topic. And I told you, I don't know what's been going on this past week with these hot topics, but these have been some doozies, and this has been some juicy stuff. Doozy. I want to know. So the question was posed. Could you watch? So since all you got so many people that are, not everybody, but you got a lot of people that want to teeter off to the freak side of things, to the freak side of life and relationships. So could you watch your wife or your boyfriend, husband or wife, your significant other in a threesome? Could you watch them? Listen, this is your person. This is your boo. This is your relationship. This is your husband or your wife. Could you watch them with a threesome? Would you be okay with that? And then the relationship go back to being, could you be the spectator? You're not participating. You just sitting there like Kermit drinking that tea and watching what's going on. Could you be that person?
No, that's my man. No. I'd be mad like, really? Because you watching and you'll be like, well, he doesn't do that to me like that. Because you're thinking, you're taking mental notes about all the things that this person is doing with these other two people or whatever. And then don't let it be, they're doing something with those of the opposite and same sex. Then you're really looking like, oh, for real? So this is what we doing? I can't. No, I'm good. Don't.
See, this is why people, it's just like, you have to be ever ye so mindful before engaging in things like this, because once you open Pandora's box, all bets are off. Like, first of all, not only could I cannot even watch that. I don't even want it to happen behind my back. Like, I don't like, no, threesomes are just totally off the table, because again, they open up so many doors. It's like now you've created another problem in your relationship, because first of all, how do you control them connecting with each other? She may like the way he give it to her better than she like what you doing to her. So could you be mad if she went back to him behind your back? You the one set it up. Exactly. You the one introduced it. Can you get mad at him for going back to the other lady behind your back, or the other ladies? You set that ish up. Yeah. So you don't welcome that. So now can you honestly get mad because he liked the way she do it better than you, or he feel like she got a little bit more, friction than you? Can you be mad at these people for going back because you gave them the option? You sat them down and gave them something that they hadn't had before, and they like it better than yours. So now you done lost your whole man. You done lost your whole woman.
They said, watch. Hell no. Or said negative.
So would you be okay with them even if you wasn't watching? Would you be okay with?
No.
See, it's like, what's the point? So
no,
what's the point?
No, that's something that I better not never.
It's like when you out there experimenting, or you just, living your best single life. It's like, if you feel like you got that kind of stuff in your system, then I feel like get that out of your system while you're single. And people are like, oh, well, I want to be able to share everything with my spouse and my partner. It's some ish that cannot be shared because it's so many different dynamics that you have no control over. You have no control over the feelings that could possibly take place in those type of situations. So it's just like, you're having you can't tell her heart not to get. Listen, we are emotional. Now, I know there's a lot of women out there, know ye thine self, that can have sex, and it's cool. You get on up, they wipe it all, brush that ish off your shoulder, and you keep it moving. If you like that, congratulations. But for those of us that live on Feeling Petty Island, I'm there.
That's some stuff I can't
don't get in those kind of situations. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, well, if we'll stay together, that's gonna keep us together. No, you may as well go now, because it's not gonna work. That is not going to work. Plus, I'm like, I don't share. No. I'm not doing number two. I don't watch you. No, because to me, that would say, you know what we're doing is not good enough. So you mean to tell me that all these other creative...
That's probably what the condoms were for, that he was trying to get
Listen, you better take that. You better take that and share and tell that to the Lord, because I don't want to hear that. So it's like,
but what if he says this battle is not yours, it's the Lord's, and then he just.
And I'm gonna tell him, take that battle and them condoms to the Lord. That's what you do. You take the battle, the ideal of the threesome and them condoms, take that to the Lord and pray, and then you come back. And I promise you, he ain't telling you to go out and have no threesome. But
I was watching this thing. The guy said, women, these are why men cheat. And so the guy was laying the girl was in the bed, and then he came in and he was like, let's go in the shower. And she said, no, I like to do it in the bed. Let's do it in the bed or whatever. So he went ahead and they did their thing in the bed or whatever. And then she got out, gave him a kiss, and went on about her day or whatever. And so he got on the phone and started calling up another chick. And then he was like, you at home? And she was like, yeah. He's like, I'm about to come through. And so I was like, that's not why dudes cheat. I don't know. I'm not a guy. And then he was saying, well, is the reason why men cheat is because the sex is always the same, because it's boring. So if you're not trying to put some flavor into it, then they cheat.
And you know what? I can understand that, but have that conversation. Like the shower. Okay, so I feel like that should have been talked about beforehand. So like, what are you willing to do? What is your no zone? Like, let's discuss what the no zones are. Okay, so she may not be down for the shower. Can you guys compromise on that? Is that just the end all be all? Okay, well, no, we ain't doing no showers. It's so many other things that you can do if you decide to be creative, but that's something that you have to collectively come up with as couples. But again, if you make the decision, to cheat because the sex is boring. What was it boring before y'all? Like, what are you doing? Are you doing the same thing? Are you like, and again, it goes back to, as we talked about before in the past, your freak level has to be compatible. You can't be a super freak and then you got Miss Betty, Miss Orphan Annie. You can't, or you can't have Mary Jane and then you just got, just little polo stick. He just want to. And then, wait, what? Get out of it. What the heck?
Jay,
what's wrong with y'all?
Graphics are just,
now you sleep. Wait, what? So you have to, make sure you're free. You have to make sure that you're sexually compatible.
She said you have to make sure you're a freak. I heard that slip out.
You have to make sure that you are sexually compatible. You have to make sure that your freak level is
match it. Yeah.
You got it, because it's like you can't have. Listen, you got one that's ready to, be all on the banisters and chandeliers and all this other stuff. Or listen, he wants you to eat Thanksgiving dinner off his back, and she just,
I think about you said that. Oh my, you do dumb things when you're young and you're experimenting or whatever, and you do the dumbest of things. And I remember we had some Chinese food, because you're young, so you stupid. You watch these movies and they're like, oh, it's sexy, you eat food off of one another, And so this dumbass dude put the Chinese food on me. I just let this idiot just eat the Chinese food. Like,
how do you eat Chinese food?
We thought it was sexy.
Well, see, I'm like, not me. I would get caught up in the food. I'd be like, well, shoot, let me go get a spoon. We got an egg roll at now. I'm like, no, I want the real egg roll.
That's funny. The dumb things you do when you're young. You're young, you have a little bit of money, and you grab the whole. Don't do it. Just don't.
So you gotta be ever you so mindful. Again, you gotta be your sexual appetite and your sexual, desires. You have to be compatible. You cannot have, because to me, I feel like that really is a deal breaker, because that will cause you to get cheated on. If you sitting up here and you trying to water down your sexual appetite, and that this person ain't, listen,
you're not gonna have it.
Miss Ethel ain't putting on no thong.
I ain't about to do that, baby. I could take out my teeth now.
She not bobbing and weaving, and she done already told you that.
No,
but she a good woman. So let's transition to the next part of the question. So if they are everything that you want, that sexual area though, you guys cannot get it together. They got too many things that you know that you need to be sexually satisfied, and they're not going for it. Do you stay in that relationship, or do you know what, do you give up all that 90% for that 10%? Or is that really the 90% and everything else that they bring is that the 10%? Do you give up that relationship? No, everything else is...
I wouldn't. I have a vivid imagination. So no. So what you don't do, there sexually for me, my mind, I have a great mind. It works wonderful.
But some people will hold that against their partners, and it's just like you married them and you want to be with them because they're a good person, but you know beforehand, that if you're talking, they ain't doing it. You like, I want to stick it in her ear and blend it like a wait a minute. She was like, okay, well, I don't want you to bust my eardrum, so I don't want your little baby swimming in my ears.
I can hear the baby swimming.
You're like, wait a minute, I can't hear. Like Lucius, I told you not to, He was like, now come on, Betty. Now you said you was gonna do it. It's my birthday, Betty. Now you've been telling me you're gonna.
No.
Woo!
Listen, be like, I said that.
You got that's an honest conversation, and that's an honest, it's a hard decision, but it's just like, don't go into a relationship or a marriage knowing that that's a deal breaker for you, but since they have all the other qualities, you decide to go forward with it, because it's not fair for you to take them and mess them up, because you know that one thing that they not willing to do, you want that. And so you're going to always be seeking that.
Mr. B.L. Max says, I won't get in the relationship to begin with then. Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's all I'm saying. It's just like, if you ain't, if you're not happy, you got to be happy in, a lot of areas that are important to you. And for each person that differs, but make sure that you're being true to yourself, because you should never have to settle. So if a person does not bring to the table what you want, or you're not happy with who they are, don't try to change people. You just got to move around until you find who and what works for you and what's best for you. And it's just like, listen, do that, but don't sit up here and try to hold people up when you know good and doggone well that you want all kinds of freak stuff, and they just not ready to do it. They just, want to go ahead. They just want to lay still like a surfboard and, wait till Mr. do his business. And then, and then you just be done with it. So, and it's like, if you know that that's the type of person that you have, some people just don't want to come out that box. So, but it's like, I feel like people should be talking about that. Like, at this point, you should know your partner.
Yeah.
You should know your partner. So it's like, if you don't know them, it's like, where y'all been?
But some people are afraid to even talk about those things in the beginning, even before they may have been dating for 2, 3, 4, 5 months or whatever, and still have not, had sex, and still have not talked about what they like, what they don't like, or anything like that. Some people feel that it's still, in this day and age, that it's still taboo.
Exactly.
And I'd be like, all the stuff that you see on TV, you ain't got that on TV, or you can just put it on a cartoon. All the stuff you see in the cartoon, it's clearly
turn the radio on. Hello, and it's like, it's there.
But still, they don't feel that they can initiate that conversation, or do they feel comfortable having that type of conversation with you? And they're the same ones that, wait, let's hit that light. When everything has to be off. No, don't look at me. Though you're taking your clothes off in the dark, but still, they don't want you to look at them while they're taking their clothes off in the dark. Those are the same type of people, whatever. So it's what you decide to be with. That's who you want to be with.
Exactly. And it's like, for those people, it's just like, for whatever works for you, it's like, as long as it works for the both of you, then that's all that matters. But it can't, just be okay. Well, shoot, I told him I ain't doing it, so then that's just it. Her?
Yeah, I've seen that. Like, I've known people who, after they've gotten married, they pulled that one. Well, I don't want to have children.
Oh, see, and that is so
Right.
unfair. Like,
is
I
so
don't, you
bogus.
can't do that. I'm just like, but again, those are things that, it just makes me always wonder, what are people talking about? Like,
And
how do
they
you
talk about it? That's the thing.
see? Now that's
They
not
talk
fair.
about it. I've seen those. I
Man,
know a
that's
few
not
couples like
fair.
that. They've talked about it beginning, they're in the courtship phase, and he's like, I want to have a family. And she's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, Shep is lying. Somebody is lying. I know.
No.
And sure enough, once everything they say that I do's and everything, probably like a week or two later, I don't want to have children. I'd be like, I know.
See, and that's so unfair. That is so unfair.
Yep.
Like, I would have to take them back and get another model, because that's not gonna work. How you gonna tell me that you want kids and then we can't have no kids? And then you be the first one hollering and crying when he come back with a baby from the side chick. Now you crying, but he told you he wanted kids, and you told him that you wanted kids.
I've seen it where she said that, and then he just dealt with it. Eventually, they wound up getting a divorce like a year later. Why she got a baby? I'm like, wait a minute. You told this man you didn't want to have no children.
And then what about people that are together where one person says that they don't want kids and the other person know that they really want kids, but they want to be with the person that don't want kids? So now they say that they don't want kids, thinking that, okay, well, once we get married and we, oh man, please don't have these consolation babies. Don't, because these men, when people say that, and even women, I've seen women that get pregnant that didn't want to have kids, and they resent them kids. It's just like, man, that's the worst thing you could do, is see a woman pregnant and she pregnant and she drinking and smoking because she don't want the baby. She told you she didn't want the baby. She don't believe in no abortion, but now she torturing. Like, listen here, you raggedy. I can't.
Ivory said she want puppies.
I want some puppies too.
I've had I like Malcolm Jamal Warner's story where him and his girlfriend, they met, like he wrote it on his page today. Him and his girlfriend, they met and everything. They met by mutual friends or whatever. And he had already said in his mind that he did not want a family. That was not his focus, whatever. Mm-hmm. He didn't mind being in a relationship or whatever, but he did not want any children like that. And then she was fine with that too, though she did want a children or whatever, but they were going to start off as just friends and see where it goes. Well, now 3 years in, or a few years later, they have a 3-year-old and stuff. And so he's happy. He changed his mind. I think he said about 6 or 7 months after them dating, him getting started knowing one another. And he really he started, picking the interest of having a child and everything. Right. So it changed his mind, but not all men are like that.
It's exactly. And it's like, you got to take it at face value. If they saying that they don't want it,
then don't get your
don't think that you gonna some men get nostalgia and they see your belly. They listen, baby, they see that and they are disgusted by it. They are turned off because you put them in a situation in which they told you they don't want any more kids, and now you thought that, oh well, I'm gonna have his baby, we married, wait a minute, no, you don't go doing no mess like that. And like I say, for the women too, like, don't go putting these women in these situations where, because every woman don't want kids. Every woman don't sit up here, she got them childbearing hips, I know she wants them. Listen, all childbearing hips don't want no more childs.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want, I said it, want no more childs. Every childbearing hip,
I don't want them.
I doggone show. Listen,
Jay, you go ahead.
No, I don't. I'm no sir.
Jay would like to have.
No, Jay will not. Jay is one of those ones that are dead serious about. Listen, I already see a flight of stairs. No, ooh, Lord, have mercy.
I can see the baby shower. That'd be so cute, like the J Spot baby shower.
It ain't nothing worse than. So let me tell you, I was watching one of my favorite court shows today, and this woman was 46 years old. With a 2-year, I say, what in the baby daddy, because they were not married. The baby daddy was 56. What? I'm like, first of all, I don't understand how he couldn't even walk across
the sperm. It can travel. It still lives. If Stevie Wonder, all them old famous rich men got babies, then they get these young 20-year-olds. Our eggs get old, and after a certain time, we ain't got no more eggs. But they forever have sperms.
I ain't got no more.
They forever have sperms.
I was just told
baby right now. I can see it. I can see this.
I rebuke you. Oh, I rebuke that. You can't see, Lord, please. I love. It's enough people.
I can see you holding a baby, just nursing a baby and stuff like this. Is my little sugar doo, and I be like, Jay, look at her. Yeah, I'm burping him now. Oh, look at her.
Girl, are you crazy?
And said, Mama, I did a stinky.
Listen,
I did a stinky.
Girl, you better have me sit. Girl, please. Lord knows. When I say I listen. I retired a long time ago. I'm like, do you know how good sleep is, and you ain't got to worry about.
I got the setup for the open
Who got time for that?
I can see you get up.
No, you can't.
I'm gonna teach you a trick.
No, you ain't.
No, so when the baby start crying in the middle of the night, put the baby next to you.
I'm not gonna be responsible for nothing else I say, because
and then the baby gonna go to sleep. We're gonna grab
because everything that I'm gonna say, everything that I say after this point will have people judge me, because it's really harsh, and sometimes my mouth can be a little slick. So I'm not even gonna tell you what would happen. Before the baby would not be.
Like, Jay, why the baby head flat? Because I rolled over it. Jay, I'm gonna need you not to do that with the baby. The baby is the baby. Yeah.
Let me tell you, I barely made it with my son being early in my 20s. When I barely made it with that guy.
Jay, you should just. I could see this.
No, you can't.
I
don't even want to talk to you, because I know I will not let you paint no. I can see you having some more.
My tubes is tied.
Mine is too.
You got to be Superman sperm to get up in this one.
My tubes is tied too.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's no, you're right. It's clipped.
No, it's not.
I left it when I had my son. I left it.
No,
yes, I did.
No,
ain't nothing
too young.
else.
They weren't gonna do it to you. Then try again.
Well, I went back. I went back. When I went for my yearly checkup, and I had them to sew them on up, and just what I'm like. Can you add a couple of staples too? Just to make sure. But I ain't worried about none of that. I know. So when you hear them say they don't want no kids, make sure, you really, no, I don't. Make sure that you really don't. Now, don't make no mistake about it. Now, I absolutely love the kids. I love little babies. I love holding them. They can't really spend a night with me until they turn about 1 year old.
Until they hold the little baby. Hey,
and then you know what? I be like, here, come on, get your baby. Because you know what? The good thing is, and I love these ride share services, because I'm just like,
you gonna put the baby in the ride share?
Yes, I will. You get the crying too, and they want, I want my mama. And now you acting like you can't pick up your phone, but I just sent your Facebook Live on where you at. I'm gonna order the ride share, put your baby with a little book bag up in there, send you a text message, and tell you your baby is on the way. Your baby is in a green Kia Sorento on the way. ETA 15 minutes. So you leave if you want to. That's on you. But your baby is on the way. I'm not gonna be dealing with all this crying. I go to bed too early to be sitting up here dealing.
I can see this.
No, you can't. So for those that say that they don't, listen, don't be trying to trick these folks. Don't get them pregnant.
They ain't trying to do that.
Don't be trying to change their mind. If she says she don't want no kids and you want kids, it's some conversations that got to be had. If he said he don't want none, but you really want some, it's some conversations that need to be had. That's all I'm saying.
Said Jay does have that look of carrying another youngin.
Who lied like that? Maurice, bless your heart, bless your ministry, but no, those days are over with. But guys, listen, we're gonna take a short musical break.
Sure.
And when we return, we have more hot topics that you don't want to miss. So please stay tuned. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
No, anybody love me, you are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. You don't ever wanna spend some time. I want your love in every drop of a dime. You see me calling, you should come running. Quit all that stalling, my body's calling. I got Out of time. This could be so perfect for one hell of a night. Vicky got a secret ease. Henny cold in my cup. I just wanna slow this on you, baby. We can turn it up. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone, cause I get so lonely. Can't let no anybody love me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. Lately your love has been on my mind. Obviously busy, I wanna unwind, fantasizing, thinking about you. Imagine all I could. Anticipating is about to go down. I get so lonely. Don't leave me waiting for you. I get so lonely. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone, cause I get so
Kids, welcome back to the Jaye Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and family, one conversation at a time. On IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jaye. And sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simply E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitty. Hey E, how you doing?
I am wonderful.
She's a bad mama jamma, boom, just as fine as she can be. Woo, woo. Hey girl,
she's a
how you doing?
When you see my locks, I'm growing locks.
I like them. I meant to tell you that earlier. I like those. I'm not brave enough because I know I'll be changing my mind. I'll be ready.
Well, that's the easy thing. Like, I change my hair all the time.
Right.
But you can take one.
As you can see, I don't. I'm trying to get a little better. I'm trying to, little birdie does just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So, you all keep me lifted. But guys, please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the Jaye Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at Jaye Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the Jaye Spot Radio. And Jaye is spelled Jaye for all three. And tonight's episode of the Jaye Spot is being brought to you by Delaware Inc. You guys, he has some amazing spring and summer apparel. So please do me a favor, go to his page, place an order today. Use reference code Jaye, and that's Jaye. Wait a minute. Who said what? Wait a minute.
What are you doing? You look at that.
Wait a minute. What is that?
He said you're pregnant. I told him that, yeah. She's expecting.
Oh my! He must have just tuned in because I will not even entertain it. That's some foolishness, right? That is a trick from the pit. But guys, listen again. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the Jaye Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at Jaye Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the Jaye Spot Radio. And Jaye is spelled Jaye for all three. Now, guys, listen. Our next hot topic. Now, I know. Woo! I've been guilty of this. But have you ever deleted a family member off of social media because they was either nosy, they too ratchet, they judgmental, or they just, they always in some mess? Have you ever deleted a family member?
I haven't deleted a family member. My children have deleted me and blocked me on social media. The oldest two. I be scolding them about their page. So once I scold them about that page, they be like, you know what? Nah. And I'll go on the page and be like, I raised you better than this. Take this little nasty language off of the page, knowing I have a filthy mouth, but that's not neither here nor there. And I be like, and then once they see that, because now I've embarrassed them in front of all their little friends on social media. So and then their friends come and start mocking them, and then they'll go ahead and block me. I'd be like,
now listen, I have deleted and blocked family members. They're still currently blocked to this day. But the reason that I've had to block family members,
not immediate family members.
Well, not immediate. Well,
just distant.
Do you call cousins and stuff? Is that immediate? Okay, so not like my immediate family, but because the reason that I blocked like my immediate family, with the exception of one, you got to kind of watch. You gotta be careful with one of them. But, I had to block and delete because of, I'm not the most grammatically correct person. I do understand that. However, it was just certain things that would just bother my spirit when I saw certain family members post things. Simple things. You're not going to say amen and keep spelling it amen every day. My head hurts, okay?
Amen.
I cannot do it.
Amen.
Listen, stop it.
Amen.
Every day.
Church say amen.
Every day. I can't even receive what you're saying.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Because you're saying amen.
Amen.
It's not A-M-A-N. It's not A-M-A-N, okay?
A-M-A-N is a mon.
I could not, okay? I could not. Simple words were constantly being misspelled. Oh, are y'all going over there? T-H-E-I-R. No.
Why
no.
You know what they mean.
No. Block them.
You know what they mean.
My spirit has been free and clear since, because I don't have to have those.
They didn't go to school that day. They flunked English.
It don't matter. I personally just could not deal with it. It just it did not. So I'm the judgmental one. So I made, so I didn't mess with them about it. I'm just like, okay, I think I blocked like 5 of them all in one day. This is because they was having an argument.
So wrong.
And everybody, how you arguing, but everybody's spelling everything wrong?
Because you know what they mean when they spelling this out. You gotta just use your imagination.
I said, Lord, I literally have a migraine right now because I'm trying to figure out what these folks talking about, and everything is spelled wrong. Everything. And I'm just like,
you should help them out. Why do you help them out?
I did. I blocked them.
No, you should have went through the conversation and be like, listen, y'all, if y'all going to argue, please argue correctly. Listen, this is spelled this way. This is spelled that way. This is spelled this way. This is spelled that way. Because all of y'all look kind of stupid right about now. So I don't want my family to look stupid. So I want to just go ahead and help you all out.
No. They can do. I'm sure they're still spelling the same things. Spelling amen. They still spelling it amen.
Well, you don't come here, please. H-E-A-R.
And so here's the thing. So I don't have right. I just the simplest thing. So you all please keep me lifted, because I'm the petty one. I'm the judgmental one. Like I said, I didn't say nothing to them. I just blocked them in peace. And, we'll go ahead on about our business. If I see you in person, I love you dearly. I just cannot be connected to you on social media. Wrong. If you're up here talking about all this gang banging mess and all this,
gang.
Listen,
I'm the heir to the throne.
I'm not going to be dealing with you. And don't listen. I love you. I still love you. When I see you, I'm going to listen. But I just cannot. You cannot be giving me a headache, okay? I'm in my golden years, and I just do not need the stupidity from social media, from loved ones, because you're just not going to, amen? Amen again. Amen. No.
Amen again.
Let the church say amen. A-M-E-N. That's what we're going to do.
Amen.
Now, if you on my feed and because you like the page, I love you. This ain't no personal. But I can't deal with.
I'm gonna need y'all to do the signs for the family reunion.
I'm gonna not. Not need.
Toy says, I'm usually the family member that gets deleted.
Toy, you know what?
Like, that's me.
Listen, you know what? Like I said, I try. Please, I guess my stuff get ignored. Because they be trying to act like they don't support the J spot. So but then they see they like, that's my cuz right there. I'm like, oh. And oh man, now I know
you're gonna be in trouble.
Now I know what I'm about to say. I know I'm about to be in trouble, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway. So what I know I had did a live a couple of weeks ago, and now I'm like, now I knew it was a lady that commented, and I said, how she get back on here? Now I'm like, I know I blocked her like 3 years ago. Dude, she got a new profile.
Yes, do that. She said, let me find my girl Jaye.
She was from the church. I blocked her. I blocked all of them. I'm like, listen, I ain't not gonna sit up here.
I block employers.
I block the people from the church. I don't block the people from the church because I got so tired of them talking about some. Oh, Jay, y'all was now today we was talking about sex, but we don't be talking about sex. Jay, the way you talked about that man. What I'm like, what show are you listening to?
Sister Jay, what
right. So I'm like, so that's why I'm like, I just go down the list, just block them, block. But when she came on the live, I'm like,
how you get up on here?
I'm like, now I know I blocked her on the page because we were not friends, but she had liked the page a while ago. But she was one of the ones I just got tired of her running her mouth. I'm just like, and you ain't talking about nothing, and you ain't really watching the show. So I'm like, let me just block her.
No, that's not the one that say Sister Vance on it.
No. She don't even go to my church. I don't even know her.
I be rolling.
No, I'm like, so I am totally guilty of blocking, because listen, now I'm gonna say it because, listen, y'all can get in y'all feelings if y'all want to. Some of these folks, I'm not even gonna say church folks. Some folks that go to church are just messy. So you got to just be ever ye so careful who you hanging out with because everybody ain't right, so just everybody just ain't right, and just know that and don't feel bad about it. Now, speaking of ain't right, now this is some ish right here. So the lady, she was married, and her ex, they divorced. Mm-hmm. So she was receiving $900 a month in child support. So the ex-husband, he remarried, and so he remarried a wife. The woman was wealthy. So she was a millionaire. And so they went ahead and they had a kid. And so he's still paying his same $900. So the ex-wife is kind of looking at the new life that her ex-husband is living. And she's like, well, since they living that good, why shouldn't my baby be living that good? So her question was, should she go before the court again and petition the court for an increase in child support based upon his millionaire's wife's income? Should she go back to court to get that order modified to increase that $900 to whatever it would be, based upon the joint income? Because when she originally got ordered child support, he was still single. So now, when there's a change in your marital status,
it's good enough for, I ain't mad at it. I'm like, golly, I mean, I get you. I'm like, well, dude, when you come up, we come up.
Man. Oh, okay, so true story for me. I can use my personal self. I was receiving child support from my son. And so my son's father, he did, eventually he got married while my son was still a minor. She made substantially more money. I did not take her to court because I'm just like, you know what? I'm right. I'm like, because first of all, I always felt like, you know what? That don't have nothing to do, like him and our business had nothing to do with her. It's not like he was running away from child support or any, like I never had any issues out of him. I never had any reason to sit back and say, oh, well, look at what they're doing over there. I never did that.
I wish mine would
I never did that. So I'm just like, whatever they got going on over there, that's what they got going on over there. Plus, I'm just like, from a karma thing, I'm like, I don't want that ish. I'm waiting till I get.
That's not gonna be on you. This is the
yes,
law.
it is. Yes, it is because of my intent. I knew that I was going back because of what they had.
I mean,
so,
it's the law.
Yeah, and the law that I'm listen, that's all I kept saying was, okay, so do you really need this, or are you going now because of what's your intent? What's the reason you're going? What's the reason you're
I really
going?
need this.
And it was no. So I personally, I did not do it because, again, I felt like, he had it handled. I was receiving a decent amount to take care of our son, and that's just what it was. Could I have gotten even more? I'm sure I could have,
CJ,
but
you coulda
again,
just went ahead and-
that just was never my intent. I'm like, you know what? I just want you to take care of your responsibility and then just keep it at that. And that's exactly what I did. But I know, that would be, I don't know. I'm just like, a lot of times I worry about like doing things and then it come back to me. So now what if I get married and then he got his raggedy little ex-wife trying to come after my income? Oh well,
just tell him we filed separately.
But you still married.
We filed separately.
Man, but what if y'all had filed together
separately.
and then
you already know what's separately.
I'm not taking no chance. So I'm just like, I'm not sitting up here, counting they coins and all this and that. I'm like, I'll just rather just, keep it the way it is. I'm like, I don't have
wish
time.
Somebody would marry my ex. Somebody that's a rich woman, that's a millionaire. Please marry my ex, so that way that he can, pay off that debt of child support, and I can get me that nice $120,000 check from him.
Man, oh Lord have mercy. I'm just like, that's crazy. I'm like, and the child support system is just like really. When I tell you, you guys listen, you please, that child support
bogus.
Man.
That thing in Michigan, they are so.
But that's not only Michigan.
Yeah,
that's not only Michigan.
Yeah.
So you guys, our next hot topic is I posted a video clip earlier on the J Spot and Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. So there was a man, he was being sued. He was being taken to court for child support for a child that was not his. Like the DNA proved 0% relatedness. So this guy was not the child's father at all, but the courts ordered him to pay child support. And so he refused to pay the child support. And so eventually he, was outstanding with the amount of about $30,000. And so now he's facing jail time because he refused to pay child support again for a child that is not biologically his, but legally that child is. And so he stated that, the courts are now deeming him a deadbeat because he's refusing to pay child support. But he's like, okay, you know what? Why am I paying child support for a child that's not mine? Now, the kicker that nearly made my eyelashes come off was when this raggedy, good for nothing, and I'm gonna tell you, this raggedy, good for nothing chick, this bottom basement chick, yes, because I can't stand it. Bottom basement. This chick says, well, I gave his name so I can make sure I got my welfare. Listen here, you unachieved. See, I cannot.
I got in trouble last time I cursed. I would use the curse words for you. But I got in trouble. Somebody over this.
This man is fighting for his freedom because this chick needs to get her public aid check.
So the update, he got, a black female lawyer decided to take his case. And she was about to petition the Supreme Court because Michigan was refusing to flip it. And, even though it showed that DNA showed that wasn't his, he was in jail at the time that she had put his name down on the paperwork for public aid and everything. And she just needed a name to use because they weren't going to give her stamps or whatever. And so, since the judge, and he was afraid of this judge because he had the same judge before, and she kept on saying that, well, you're still responsible. And he's like, but everything has shown that I'm not responsible for this child. This is not my child. He's only talked to the child one time, but he's never met the child and like that. He's like, it's not my child. He has no children. And the woman lawyer she took his case and everything. When she decided to take it to the Supreme Court, then they decided to turn over the case, and he said, okay, fine, we're going to drop you from the charges of being this being your child or whatever.
So, and that's good for him, you know,
But
in
it's
that
so many
situation.
other
But it's
men.
like these laws in these different states. So you all fellas, if you are being petitioned to go to court, even if you know that that's not your kid, please go defend yourself, because this is how these things are happening. These men are not showing up to these court cases. They are not responding to the petitions. You're being summoned to court and you're
And that's
not
what happened with
responding.
him.
And that's what's happening. These judgments are being entered against these men. It's so many men out here paying child support or have been ordered to pay child support for kids that are not theirs, that they know that they're not their kids, but simply because you decided to say, you know what? Please, I ain't going old girl on something. Oh, whoa. Once old girl get the man involved, old girl dead serious. And here's the thing, that though the courts, they're not playing with you. Once your name is entered in there, listen, it's gonna be so hard. They are not guaranteed to remove you from being financially responsible, even if it's not your kid. So just because you prove, oh, this ain't my kid, they don't care about that. They feel like whatever's going to be in the best interest of their child. So if they feel like you're making more and you're able to support this child, they're going to keep it on you.
And that was the thing with him. You know, he didn't intentionally even miss the court case or even see the summons. He was locked up for something, a crime that he did commit. So he was serving time for a crime that he committed. So whatever mail that was sent to the house and everything, he never received it because he was no longer living there.
And it's like, it's so many times too, like sometimes that they'll, like, I've been, again, watching all these court shows, they're sending the females are intentionally sending the mail to the wrong address because they know that these guys are not going to get the mail. So my thing is this, it's sad you got to be like this, but you got to be proactive. If you got a young lady that's saying you are the father, go handle your business now, because if once your name gets in that system, it's going to be hard, even though you know that this ain't your kid. And they go back and forth. Well, when he paid for the paternity test, oh my God, if somebody don't please be grown in that situation, because
that's even the thing. You have situations where she'll be like, fine, I'll pay for the paternity test, just come on, let's do this. And then you still running around like a chick with his head cut off, like, I don't want to know, or I've been too busy. Okay, because some states go back 3 years. So she can go ahead and do the paternity test now, or she can just go ahead and
some states go back to birth. So it's just like, it just depends on what state it is. But the thing that's all around for majority of these states is that once your name is on there, it's a wrap. And if you cannot afford an attorney, thankfully that this lady picked up his case pro bono, but a lot of these people a lot of men cannot afford attorneys to even represent themselves. So it's just like, it's really unfortunate. So you got a lot of good dudes locked up for child support for kids that are not even there. So it's just like, man, just do your best to be proactive. And ladies, look, come on now. Come on, we got to
come up with a whole lot of stories to get your little stamps and everything else. I mean, you got to get a little crib. You ain't got to name anybody. You can just make up a name, Intellectual Radio.
Right. And just tell them, right, so that's your baby daddy.
That's
right.
His name. That's all I know. I be calling him IR.
Baby. Right.
That's what I had,
Right. That's what's going on. But we got to do better, because it's just like, again, put these guys on, child support, and good and doggone well that this ain't the father, or it's a possibility. And fellas, listen, I feel like at that point it's 50-50. If you are in the running, if you are a contestant, why not clear yourself? That's just like I'm leaving my life in your hands. I'm leaving my freedom in your hands. If you decide to do the right, no. Let me go ahead on. Listen, I gotta bite the bullet. It's been so many excuses with these guys on these court shows. The one guy, he was facing jail time because he like, well, I didn't make it to court. The judge was like, why you didn't make it to court? I ain't had no way to get there. Wait one low budget minute. Okay? Low budget minute. You couldn't find a way to court, okay? but you can find a way to go hit it. Every chance she was giving you to go get you some free nook, you was over there. So now you're low budget behind, can't find a way to the courthouse. Now I'm supposed to feel sorry for you. Hearing stuff like that, I'm just like, okay, you put yourself in that position because you did not take it serious enough. When that judge came calling for you, you should have had your the same way you got your raggedy behind to go over there and get some of that raggedy behind. You should have had your raggedy behind down at that courthouse. Now you finna go to jail with the rest of your boys because you ain't paying child support. Do I support that system? Absolutely not. I think that sense you do.
I'm sorry. I just don't have any much sympathy for guys that just, you just decided, hey, Nicole Watson.
Hey, Nicole.
That you just will not take, care of your child and you'll decide to disappear. And, then when you get locked up because, there's a warrant out for you and you don't even know there's a warrant out for you. One thing is for sure. You knew that you skeeted up in this woman that had this baby. That's at the end of the day, you knew that. You knew there's a possibility that this is yours. So go ahead and just nip it out the bud. But then you expect me to feel sorry for you when they done got you arrested and stuff. And now you say, well, I can't work. Well, you knew that was going to be a possibility if you decided not to take care of your business. So now you want to get mad at me because you're arrested and you're in jail because you lose your job. And you say, well, how about to pay child support now? Like every other person that leaves jail and they find themselves a new job and they create a business. You can do the same thing too.
And so to keep it from getting to that point, if you are summoned, or like I said, even now today where you know that there's a possibility or a chance that you may not get that order, I would be calling. Exactly. I would take myself.
Have done that too.
I would take myself down there. I would get the DNA test. I would get everything that I need. It's like, as I always tell my son, cover your own behind. If there's even a chance that you're a possibility, handle your business. Again, don't put your future in somebody else's hands. Am I saying this is fair? No, I am not. But since you know that this is the way that the system is set up, you have to be proactive and you got to protect yourself, because once you are in there, it is a wrap. It is a wrap, and they will take everything from you simply because you did not defend yourself. So just trying to ignore them, you know what? It's not gonna go away. Once she set her mind on getting that child support from you, that's it. She's not gonna wake up and change her mind and say, oh, well, I guess Lucifer is not my baby daddy. You know what? I know that it's somebody else beside Lucifer, but he was the one I was with the most. They tripped me out. I only did it with this dude one. Hey, he didn't finish. Whew. You all, oh Lord, the excuses, the stuff that I cannot understand. And then it's just the slow ones. I'm just like, so you slow.
They be getting them slow
ones. Slow.
Them slow ones be having the most babies.
And I'm like, so now y'all got a litter of slow key. I'm just like, oh,
my name is Daryl.
How you spell it?
L.
Daryl.
Yup.
What's your mama name?
Pumpkin. Yeah, that's a middle name.
Wait, I thought Pumpkin was your grandma. Oh, that is my mom. Wait, that's your. Wait, so who's your grandma? I don't know. Where your mom? What's your daddy name?
Oh, a daddy. What's that?
What's that?
Who that? What's the daddy?
that man that give me the money that buy me the Tay chips.
You talking about Uncle Joe?
The Tay chips. The Tay chip. He give me Tay chip money. Yeah, that's it. So listen, we got to do better, you all, because again, this child support system is just, and you guys are going to hear me mention this a lot more, because I want people to be aware of what's going on so that you can definitely avoid this situation, because it's running rampant, and unfortunately it's affecting and it's hitting the urban communities. I mean, like, he ain't got no money, and you go put them on child. Listen, again, before y'all was having all that low budget poor sex. Oh, me, hey, when I say when you having all this low budget poor sex, you weren't thinking about, okay, well, I'm 5 kids in. You know what? Let me just stop because I don't even want to have. How do you even want to have sex and it ain't no food? Y'all stomach growling, and you think, how do you even have energy to have sex?
Because our sex will keep us full.
I don't even have the strength to get out. How can you when your stomach is growling?
Because that's all mental. That's all.
I don't even have the strength to put a leg up.
That's
you
all.
try. You sitting up here doing all this sweating,
you have to.
And I ain't ate in 2 days. But you
eat.
Want to have? Hey. All
Hunger,
this
hunger is
I cannot.
Food for the soul.
I cannot.
Hunger
I cannot.
Is food for the soul.
So again, guys, if you have been summoned to court, if you are being accused or being, stated that you are the father of a child, definitely do your due diligence. Don't wait for nobody to do it for you. You got to handle your own. Oh, ain't nobody got no money for that. So you finna go put some rims on your car, but you're not finna try to keep yourself out of jail. So you got the money to go buy some speakers and go buy the new iPhone and all this.
The new iPhone, the new iPad,
and the Jordans and all this other stuff.
Oh my God.
But you don't have the money to go and get a paternity test to keep your behind out of jail. Okay, well, we see how much you value your freedom. Well, why I got to spend my money? Why did you go up in there? Ask yourself that. You didn't.
She needed a place warm to stay at.
You went up in there. You knocked on that door. Who is it? You knocked on that doggone door. She let you in. So she didn't put you out. You went up in there. You went up in there. So you went up in there willingly. So she knew I didn't want no kids. That may very well be the case. But you went up in there. So are you going to leave your livelihood in her hands when, again, you clearly stated she knew that you didn't want no kids. But guess who else knew? You knew that you didn't want no kids. And the fact that Hello. You went there. She let you in. Y'all both did what y'all did. Now all of a sudden, oh, it ain't my baby. Well, she was with 4 or 5 more guys and the same.
That's the thing that I don't like. Now you knew that she was that trifling in the first place, and you still. So you ain't no better than her. You just as trifling as her because you knew that she was like to get ran through.
Right.
So you just as nasty as she nasty.
Right. So I'm like, you got Junebug juice on your bug. So look,
y'all just as nasty together. So, you might as well just slept with Junebug, a little nasty, but just like baby killing me when they try to dog the female. Well, she's so trifling because she did this and the other, but you still hit it. And you still hit. And
without a condom.
It can be a foul smell coming from it. And then they'll talk about her.
Yes,
but you still hit.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand it. Like, I'm afraid. Like, if I smell something from you, I'm good. It's not going to happen. I know some courageous guys that they decided to do a pass on that. And one of my friends, I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. He was like, that's not your fault. That's her fault, because this stuff was, I'm like, I didn't even know. But I know guys that,
like
she was cute. I'm like, are you serious? I mean, I just wanted to see, but you could smell it. Like it's coming like Mike Tyson to your face. And you just put a condom on. Like, no, she might got something that can eat through that condom. No, just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Do not do it. I'm just like I said, to me, I'm questioning your sanity at that point as a man.
Your desperation.
When you're knowing that, she was just in there. I knew she was with a boy yesterday, so I came back the next day. I just waited for my turn. So you got his juice on, so you gone.
Because she ain't sit down
She the one did it.
She scooted up to the bottom of that tub and rinsed all that out.
Right, so now you got all his bacteria on you because you was. I will not understand it. So it's like he feel like he making her look bad. But
and then they walking around with bum bumps on their lips and stuff.
Right.
What's that?
I'm like, it's all of this sleeping around without protection going on. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry, I don't want none of
What's
y'all
this
come
down
over to
here?
dinner. I'm using all paper plates, all paper spoons. Please don't
Right.
sit. You cannot sit on my furniture
I
because
ain't
it's
got no
cloth.
furniture. I just don't, I don't have no furniture. You be standing up
We
in
would
this
stay in the
spot.
backyard because you
standing.
listen, whatever you got crawling in your cracks and crevices, y'all can keep that over there, which will definitely lead to our next hot topic. You kind of hit on it. Would you be intimate with somebody that, you know, was smelling kind of strange?
No!
like
no.
Somebody asked that, like, would you
why? No.
I'm like, what in the devil?
I get mad when I have to do a massage, and if I have some clients and like I've lifted stomachs up and everything else, and
if it smells, I'm not doing.
Smells. I get so mad because I feel bad for them because sometimes my clients may not be able to reach those areas because they may be large, whatever. So thank God for sheets, but then I have to take that sheet. I can't even wash it because
it's in there.
It's in there. So I have to toss that shit out. So that's money that I've lost. So, but I can't. If I smell you, I can't. No, it's not. I can't date you. I don't want to smell you. You better be wearing some Issey Miyake, and that Issey Miyake better be not covering over no funk.
Yeah, that Issey Miyake and Issey Funky. It's a funky. It's a funk. It does not smell good.
When the funk hit the fan, honey. No,
it's like, to me, if it has listen, a foul stench, I personally don't want to be. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna. Let alone, first of all, we don't even have to worry about getting down there, because if your grill is messed up, if you have a foul odor in your mouth, to me that says your whole intestines is messed up, and you riding from the inside out, and I'm not gonna be able to deal with it.
I don't understand how people, now you know your teeth is jacked up, you know this, but yet you have the nerve to go up in someone's face and smile.
And then you want to kiss. Wait a minute. Let me tell you something. If you don't get that seaweed out, whatever you got growing,
and then they'll brag about the things that they can do with their mouth.
I'm like, I'm sure. You got a shredder. I'm like, your teeth. I'm like, you're not finna get close to me and mess my hoo-ha up with. No, you're not. I'll never forget. Oh my goodness, this guy kissed me, a wet kiss on my neck, and his spit stank. Oh my God. And then let me tell you, this is before I was deep. I'm like, oh my God, I'm smelling I'm like, wait, and I'm wiping the it was a wet, slobbery Beethoven kiss. I'm like, what the heck what is this? I'm wiping my ear. Then I'm like, I know I clean behind my ear, so I'm like, let me check the other ear. All right, wait, go back to the check. I'm like, his spits. I'm like, no. I'm glad I didn't. First of all, I never got to kiss him through because I was so disgusted.
You do it. You just can't do it.
As I had the wrench, I mean, I literally felt like Beethoven had slobbed all in my ear. I was like deaf for like 2 days because I had all of his slobber in my ear. I guess he thought that was being.
That was sexy because I blame it on Will Smith. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when Tevin Campbell will try to blow into Ashley's ear. Was it Tevin or whatever little girl, whatever it was, he Tevin's ear, and then you licking the ear, and I blame it on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I'm like, I still have problems hearing today. Like my ear. Hey, my sister on here. Hey, Lee, how you doing?
I can't even say the stuff that you just said, Leo. Leo said, "Oh hell nah." If you got odor or jacked up teeth, I'm cool on all of that. It's a turn off. Shake my head. I don't understand it. Like, your teeth are jacked up. Like, don't do it. It's too much stuff that y'all could be doing. Like, y'all, all these little hood rats and everybody else like to follow these little celebrities and everything like that. Great. If those girls can follow those celebrities, get their grills fixed, and their body snatched and everything else, you can too. I'm not about to get nobody cut up on me, but now, if I felt that if I had rotted teeth or whatever,
yes,
I'm getting that pulled. I'm not about
to have
because rotted tooth in my mouth, so everything in my mouth can be rotted, smelling and stuff. Like, no,
because then eventually it starts oozing out of your skin. It's like when you shake somebody's hand, like your breath stink on your hand. Like it's just to me, it just oozes through your pores, and I'm just not gonna be able to talk to you. And I can't even talk to somebody. I know this guy. When he talk, he foam at the mouth, and he get that white spit right there in the crack. No. sir, are you half canine or what? I don't know what his problem is, but I'm not gonna deal with it. So, is that petty? Absolutely. I already know this about myself. So I'm like, whenever he get to talking, brother, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm not gonna be able to have this conversation. You text me.
I just be like, the thoughts that run in my head, I just be sitting back like,
right. I'll be picturing him as that dog Beethoven. When the dog, you know how that movie Beethoven, when he shook and all that slob, that's how I be. I'm like, look, I ain't got time to be. That's where my mind goes.
Or I'm so petty. Like, I'll watch the guys talk and everything, and when they get really excited, whatever, and then I'll see that the spittiform white stuff on their lips. And then it just be there talking. You see the whiteness go up, and I'd be like,
"Yeah, no, that Beethoven syndrome." So again, you have to. If you're into the funky hoo-ha and the musty, the musty tree,
balls.
Knock yourself out, because some people have said that that's an aphrodisiac. I don't know, but some people are into that, and if that is you, hey, rock out. But, you got to make sure a person is okay. You got to make sure that they want a funky, musty box, okay? You got to make sure that they want, the musty mildew smell around, your crotch. Listen, if you can smell that thing through their pants, run, okay? Run. I don't care how good you think they look. If that smell, if you can,
but that just goes to say, I'm sorry, dudes. Guys are nasty. I'm just so sorry, but guys, I'd be like, dang, come on, guys. Come on now. They be like, she cute though, but you could smell it. She thick. Like, dude, no. Like, don't do it. Like, don't do it.
Don't you do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Like, don't do. Oh,
exercise. And they'll be the ones that they take that secret to their grave. They ain't gonna tell nobody that they did it. But you done went and had you some musty hoo-ha. And now, listen, now you done set up there. Now you done got caught in the fly trap because it.
They done stuck their little fingernail and fell off.
Oh, and it ain't never grew back. That's why
they never won't grow back. That's why it won't grow back.
That's why. So again, if that's your thing, knock yourself out. Guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we're going to get into our topic for tonight. Does skin complexion matter? You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time.
I don't know what you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Put your hair done, nails done. When you put that clothes on, why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done. When you put that clothes on, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Put your hair done, nails done. When you put your clothes on, why you gotta look so good, 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 good? It's something about you. When you put your clothes on, why you gotta look so good? When you're waking up straight out out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Or when you're at the job, just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club, turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor, giving more, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting them wrong woman on. Why you gotta look so good, good, good? Put your hair down, your nails down. When you put the clothes on, why you gotta look so good? Girl, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
Take care of yourself. Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simply E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kid. Hey, E, how you doing?
I'm wonderful.
Good. Thank you so much. Do you have any shout outs to anybody, birthdays, or somebody just want to say, hey, everybody, how y'all doing? We just want to say hi to the people. So we'll let you get it together. But guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. And this portion of the J Spot is being brought to you by Delaware Inc. You guys, he has an amazing spring line out. So please definitely do me a favor, go to his page, check it out, place your order today, use reference code J, and that's JAYE.
I do want to say thank you so much to Tyson Smith 30 and us.
Hey, Tyson!
Doing us. Because he used my photo for the cover of their group, so I really appreciate it.
Sexifying you.
That was like our first photo shoot.
Yes.
Back in the day. I was a little more choppy earlier.
Bam.
Now I'm red.
Bam. Yes. Hey, Tyson and 30 and up
Tyson.
Doing us. Guys, hey, the J Spot 180 Real Talk Chicago, Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. Thank you, everybody that support and rock with us. We really appreciate it. Now, listen, guys, tonight we're talking about, does skin complexion matter? Do you get caught up in the, I want me a light skin baby. I want me a dark skin baby. I want me a brown baby. Do you get caught up in all of that?
No, I don't. I don't really care about the complexion as long as you look straight. You're pleasing to my eyesight. I'm good with that.
So when you're dating, you don't have a preference. Do you have a preference when you're dating?
For race or complexion?
A complexion.
No, complexion. No, I can deal with the high yellow to the darkest, as black as midnight. I can deal with you as long as we good to go. I can deal with you. And I didn't date the high yellow to the one dude that. A lioness. He said up there was like he's part Indian and part Irish, and I was like, golly, I'm gonna just go ahead and go out on the wing with this one and just go ahead and date this dude. And then I was like, well, what part of Native American are you and stuff? He was like, he did his breakdown. He was like, he was 25% Native American, 30% Irish, 30% like he said, like Czech or whatever, and he did another 30, and I'm like adding it all up, and I'm like, dude, that don't make 100, that makes more than 100. So what are you? He was like, no, like majority though, I'm Native American.
So was he black?
No, he looked Irish. Like I couldn't see it. Like I was trying to see the Native American because at least, I could go. I'm like, come on for the home team. And I was like, I can't see it. Like, I can't do it. I'm like, because I don't want a little pink one. I lift the sheets up and it's pink. I'm like, let's look. What is that? And and I'm stupid, so I put glasses on and I'd be down there looking, and he'd be like, "No, Edra, let's do." No, wait. But this is so strange because I've only seen it on television, so I'd be like, "Oh wow." Oh wow, it does like the everybody else's. Oh wow, look at that. It's interesting.
What you say now?
Yeah, because I'd be like, and then he'd be like, baby, I want to no. They'd be like, let me kiss you. No, because where's your lips at? Like you see, these are lips. Where's your lips at? But their lips are getting bigger though now. Have you noticed that? The older ones got the little lips that disappear.
If they got some full of lips, then what are they mixed? They listen. That African descent is coming. Listen, all right, they done. Your forefathers done ran through so much of this African blood that now it's starting to come through these later generations. So
give me about another 50 years. Maybe the melanin will kick in a little bit for you. I don't know, but I've not Leo, his behind. He says, I like black women and light-skinned women, long as they not ugly and they smell good, no doubt.
So, and you know what? For me, I've never had like a preference either. I mean, I guess my only, petty hang-up had, kind of been just height. But I never got caught up in
always get the short dudes too. That's so funny.
I never get caught up in the skin color, because we're all African. We are all the same. It doesn't matter if you're lemon, your chocolate, your Oreo, your walnut, your oatmeal, your caramel, your peanut butter, whatever. You are all the same brown. It's like you come from the same bloodline. So it's like, why even get caught up in that? And it's like, it's so serious. Like, man, and it causes people to have, inferiority complexes. Like, I didn't even realize, my family is so many different shades of people. And this is just how, as far back as I can remember, like, when I refer to people, I don't recall myself referring to people by their skin tone or their complexion. I'd be like, the little dumb one, the dumb one over there with the, the dumb one over there with the big nose, or the dumb one with the cock eye. Now, I am. So when I'm describing people, that's kind of how I would go. But I can't recall saying, oh no, the light-skinned girl or the dark-skinned girl, because
right,
because those are not things, because I look at us all the same. But your character, listen, other characteristics will
pop out.
I notice, but we're all black. So I don't care if you're light-skinned or, I don't care. That's not how I'm describing you. I'm like, the little dumb one. The little dumb one with the little bald head dumb one. Okay, now I have said that. I know that's Jay. That's not the right. Okay, it's not the right thing to say, but I've said it. Or they be like, oh, describing the baby. Is the baby dark or? I don't ask that. I just want to know, is it cute? First of all, them newborn babies, keep all your newborn baby pictures until they get a couple of months old, because I cannot do newborn. I have not. Still including my own, I have not seen a cute they just come right on out. Pop! Oh, my baby. No. Put him back up there. He not ready, because I'm not ready to see how he looks. I'm not ready. Okay. I wasn't ready when he came out looking like that scared Aldi bag. I wanted to close. Listen, can y'all put him back up there for a little while, because he looked like he's scared. Y'all done all scared him. So, no. So I don't do the skin. Oh, well, I don't date light skinned men. I don't date dark skinned men. As long as you're a good dude and you look, and I'm not even going, because I've dated some guys that I wouldn't really.
Creature features.
Yeah. Not pleasing on the eyes. I'll say that. But they've been some good dudes, and they can definitely see. Had a great personality, dressed their behinds off to the nine. Great dude to be like, great. Like, you don't see all you, like, their personality, it speaks for them. Like, their confidence, to me, confidence is sexy.
Yeah.
You are confident. You own the room. It's sexy. But when we get into putting that type of pressure on each other and, oh, well, you don't want to date this person because they're dark or
that I don't like that.
they're light. That's,
Yeah.
you know what?
Well, but you do have their preference. Some people, I have a lot of friends who only date dark guys. They don't like light skinned guys. It don't matter how cute you are. It don't matter, what you got working with you. It don't matter what your bank account look like. It does not matter. That is just not their cup of tea.
And do you take that as a form of self-hate? Because it's like,
that's just their preference. No, they just don't like. That's not what they like. And I got the ones that do not like the pitch black ones. They're like, oh, I can't see myself with that one. They like the light skinned dudes, and I'm like, well, you like what you like.
I feel like that, but it's like when you get to discounting a person because of the color of their skin, which that's called colorism. And colorism is discrimination based on skin color, or it's also known as shadeism, which is a form of prejudice or discrimination, usually from members of the same race, in which people are treated differently based on the social implications from cultural meanings attached to skin color. So it's like you're being prejudiced against your own race. So you don't date a dude simply because he's not the skin tone. But we all black. Preference is I'll drink my coffee a certain way. But when you start discounting a whole group of people because of the color of their skin, it's like, but these your people, we got the same struggle. Just because they light don't mean that they not facing the same struggle that we had.
I can't knock you.
You know what? And it's not about a knock. I mean, it's just about we got to do better. We all got to struggle as being black people. So it's why are we doing that to each other? They can sit
down with you. They can kick it with you. They can hoo-ha everything. But when it comes to them building a relationship, it is not going to. They're like, no. My friends are like, yeah, no. That's just not. They don't like it,
and that's totally understandable. But to me, that is still definitely a form of self-hate, because if we're all from African descent, we're all black. So what makes this black better than this black? What makes a light-skinned black better than a light-skinned black? Do you think that there's a preferential treatment between dark-skinned black people and lighter-skinned black people?
I think there used to be. I think now, the more, I guess, what's the best way to, the more society is accepting us as black people, period. Now it's different, but back in the day, it was a difference. If you were darker, you were shunned. If you were lighter, you were treated better, whatever, so there was a difference. And then even with us, we had our moment in the 80s that light-skinned dudes was in, light-skinned chicks was in. You ain't see no really dark-skinned people in the 80s or the early 90s, coming out in these groups and stuff. You saw all the little light-skinned curly-haired ones coming out, and everybody wanted that one.
And that's because the media put that right.
And now it's a fluctuation of everybody. The strangest looking of one is you're accepted. Everybody is accepted, regardless of your shape, your size, your color. Everybody's accepted now.
And it's just like with that being said, it's like, since everybody, like, to piggyback on what you just said, since everybody is doing that to us, why are we doing that to each other? It's like we have to doggone it end that. We gotta end, light skins are better than brown skins, or dark skins, or black skins. We're all the same. Like, there is no better. You can be a light skin butthole. You can be a dark skin butthole. You can be a chocolate. It's personalities that matter. And it's like, if this particular dark-skinned dude don't do it for you, that's just like, oh, I'm not dating men no more because I done chose this bad when I done chose this. You just choosing wrong. That's just your personal preference. But to get caught up in the light-skinned, dark-skinned thing, I just think that it does not help us as black people. We got enough crap going on, instead of us keep on having the same feud against each other. Listen, the cop, don't have me get on. Listen, the cop, they'll kill you, a black, light-skinned black man or a dark-skinned black man. When these other folks see you, all they see is black. So why can't we see each other as just black? You can, oh, this dark skin, this light skin. No, we all black. We all, and we need to love each other as such. I had this girl I was working with, and she was like, "Ooh, let me get out the sun." And I'm like, "What?" Now
You better get in that sun to get you some
her and I,
vitamin
we're
D.
the same shade. Now I don't know. Like, am I considered light, dark? I don't know. We're the same complexion. So, but she was like, "Girl, let me get out the sun before I get too dark." Cause I'm like, no, I'm like, wait. I said, what? We're the same. So the girl, we were the same complexion. But as I listened more to her, I understood
that's been taught to her.
Yeah, and she was from Louisiana, so they're real big on that light skin supremacy down there. I've heard like they prefer the lighter tone of people down there, and I'm just like, okay. But I had to tell her, I'm like, okay, to me, we're the same color, but however you identify with that. But quit comparing me to you, because I don't have that issue. So when I'm talking to you, I'm not looking at light skin, I'm not looking at dark skin. I'm looking at you as an idiot. That's what I'm looking at, because the stuff that you're saying is just dumb to me, and that's just me. So we're black. We all have to love each other, because like I say, the struggle is real. And as long as we are divided against each other because of the color of our skin, we ain't gonna never make it. We ain't gonna never make it.
Pretty Barbie says, at the end of the day, your skin complexion has nothing to do with your personality and how you treat people. It's either you're humble or not.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter what kind of heart you are. So it's like, if you're dark skin, you're light skin, whatever skin, if you fall under the black skin umbrella, let's get it together, you guys. We got to love and embrace each other, because we got everybody against us. We cannot afford to be against each other as well, because you light, you dark. Listen, if that's the way you feel, you not dating a man because he not dark, he not light skinned, kill that. If you not dating a woman because she not dark enough, listen, we got to kill all that noise. It's 2021. We got too much stuff going on, too much stuff with these cops, too much stuff with these other people that's coming against us. The last thing we need is for us to be against us. So guys, listen, we got to get it together. And on that note, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page, like our page at the J Spot, follow us on Twitter at J Spot, also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio, and Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Good night, you guys. Peace out. Good night, guys.
Thank you for hitting the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.